With England being their typical boring selves within this international break, I thought I'd do a video to talk about Liverpool's transfers. Before we get started, make sure you give the video a big thumbs up, share, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and let's get into it. The transfer window has recently just closed, and Liverpool have just absolutely perfected it, I would say. Maybe not so much in the defensive areas, but we'll get to that. I'd say this is the greatest transfer I've ever seen in my lifetime. With the likes of Wirtz, Frimpong, Kirkez, Ekatike, obviously Isak, Mohamedashvili, Pesky, and Will Wright. On all those transfers have added up to around, I think it's like £4.5 million, which is mad for us. Which is very crazy for us. I think the signing I'm most excited to see, obviously, is Isak, purely because of the fume. So I really want him to do well. Like, there's no point of everyone fuming, all the rivals fuming, Newcastle fans fuming, just for him to do bad. Like, that cannot happen. I want the level of the fume to rise, because that's just the way football is. That's just the way rivalries are. Like, I wouldn't have it any other way. The only thing that would have made the transfer window, like in terms of incomings, better was if we were able to get Gay. And I think that was our fault. I think the club should have been pressurising Crystal Palace more into making them find a replacement for Gay, because the rumours of Gay came about very early in the transfer window, so you can't say that it wasn't a thing earlier in the window, because like, for a while people were saying it was already done. So it really shocked me that the final hours of the transfer window were scrapping trying to sign him. So yeah, that would have made the transfer window a 10, I think. But you can't always get what you want, can you? We've done all right. We've done pretty good. Thanks to the genius of Richard Hughes and Michael Edwards. I am so glad he's back at the club, even though he does have this whole, like, if you're over 30, get lost thing. I think Virgil and Mo are the exceptions to that. And even Milner, I remember the reason why he left, he said it was Klopp that wanted him to stay, but the club didn't, because obviously his age. So I think that's a main thing of Liverpool, that once you get over 30, get out. So all these players are exciting currently because of the age. They're very young, but also obviously that will bring inconsistencies. But hopefully with the elder players that are still around, in terms of like Robertson, Virgil, Salah, McAllister's like in the middle. I think is he like 26, 27. So I think that'll create, like, hopefully an even balance, and a bit of guidance, and Allison as well. It's a bit of guidance for the rest of the young players who have just joined the team. I think what makes this window so successful for Liverpool is the outgoings. We've done so well to get rid of, I say get rid of players, but yeah, it is getting rid of players, isn't it? Getting rid of the so-called deadwood and bringing in excellent players to replace them. But I don't think in my opinion, even though Nunes could not score, he scored vital goals when he had to score them. So in my opinion, Diaz as well, or were as vital as anybody in that league title win, and I will forever love them because of that. So I don't think I would ever call them deadwood per se, but we've managed to recuperate, I think it's over 200 and something million back, which is excellent. But the only thing that upsets me slightly is that the amount of academy players that have gone in recent times. I know that's the way the game has become. it's become about selling your homegrown players, which is sad. I think the FA or whoever, the Premier League, need to do something about um homegrown players. I don't know whether it will be good to maybe make sure, put in the rules that you have to have at least one player who's homegrown or one player who's British to start in a squad, because teams are getting round the loophole by just putting either really old players who don't want to play anymore, who just are there for money, or really young players who are just from the academy who will never get a game to play, to sit on the bench. So I really would like it, because it's sad, isn't it? You see, so for example, the players that have left this season are Ben Doak, who I think is absolutely fantastic. Um, Elliot, I was heartbroken about that, but Slot just doesn't fancy him, does he really? And I think if he is to succeed and be the player I know he can be, he needs to get games. He needs to. Same with Kelleher, he needs to get games. But unfortunately for Kelleher, he chose the wrong team. He should have tried to get a move to Bournemouth, because I think Brentford will get relegated. And it's unfortunate, because he is a fantastic goalkeeper, but I feel like in terms of relegation, it doesn't seem to show that you're a good goalkeeper when you get relegated with a team. Um, but yeah, so what have we got? We've got Doak, Elliot, Kelleher, Morton. He's went to Lyon and he's absolutely flying already. I don't understand why Slot doesn't rate him. I don't see it. And I also don't see why he's left for, what was it, like 15 million, when Doak left for 25 million. Maybe it's like Premier League tax or whatever, but um I would rate Morton just as highly as Doak, especially with the fact that he's played more like senior, like high level, well, I say high level, championship level more than Doak has. Um, and who else is it? Phillips, not Phillips, you legend. I will never forget you. And what was it, Kabak? Kavak getting us Champions League. You, Kavak, and Reece Williams getting us Champions League. I will never forget you and your Cruyff turn at the at the San Siro, against AC Milan. I will never forget that. And finally Kwanzaa, who apparently his contract is very weird. It's basically he is being told to Leverkusen for 35 million, but he is already agreed an agreement for his contract if he was to ever return to Liverpool. So I think Liverpool can buy him back for 60 million, but they don't need to renegotiate with him. They can just pay the 60 million, get him back, and then he carries on from the contract he was already at the club when he left. But like, I'm assuming it'll be like better wages, etc. Which is weird, that isn't it? I've never heard of that before, until now. Like, it's odd, that isn't it? Um, but yeah, it's sad that in recent years, for example, the academy kids who famously won helped win versus Chelsea in the Carabao Cup final. Most of them are gone. I think it's only probably, if I can find the picture somewhere, I will get it up. I think it's McConnell, Pachetic, but he was injured, so he didn't play. And Yanni and Kumas that are still at the club. Oh no, and Dan's who is still at the club. McConnell's went on loan to Ajax, and Yanni stayed at the club, but Pachetic stayed at the club, and I don't know if Jaden Danza stayed or whether he's went on loan. I'm not sure, but in the picture there's like, what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 academy players, including Trent, and there's only 4 remaining, which is sad. But that's just the way it works, isn't it? That's what academies are for, so players can go and achieve the dream by playing at a high standard. So we are doing something right in terms of our academy, but it is like bittersweet to see them go, especially Harvey Elliott, of course, who has followed the club since he was a kid, um, home and away. So it's sad to see him go, but hopefully we do have a buyback clause and a sell on clause, I think. So he could possibly come back, who knows? But usually with these deals, it doesn't tend to work. The buyback clause, they never seem to reach the potential. I just needed to have a little rant about the academy players. Not, it wasn't really a rant, but yeah, you get what I mean. But overall, it has been a very, very successful transfer window, and I'm excited. I'm excited for the season to come. I feel like I don't want to be negative, but obviously we're lacking in the defensive areas, and that's what scares me most of all. And then the stability and um squad quality of Arsenal as well is what scares me. But who knows? Because we won the league without with only signing Keys last season, who barely played. So it's game on, really, isn't it? So people are saying Liverpool have won the transfer window, but I don't like all that nonsense. We'll only know until the end of the season who lifts that big ass trophy. That's that's the only way we'll know. So yeah, thank you for watching, and make sure you like, subscribe, comment, share, all that good stuff, and see you in the next one.